Hi, I'm Brian Nash with Nash Brothers Land Services, and I wanted to talk for a moment about some of the native understory plants that exist in the hill country. One thing we do when we clear cedars around an oak motte is we'll identify some of these native species that are beneficial and leave those so they can get bigger and flourish. With a lot of cedar undergrowth, it makes it difficult for these specimens to receive sunlight, and there's water competition. But once you remove the cedar, you can see how nice and large some of these specimens have become in only a matter of a couple years. Here we have a flame leaf sumac. It is a native tree to the Texas hill country. You'll notice during the fall time the leaves will turn a brilliant red color, which is where it gets its name, the flame leaf sumac. Also, we have an agarita bush. Agarita bushes are very beneficial for pollinators. You'll see birds eating the berries, bees love the pollen. They're really quite aesthetic and great bushes to have around. Here we have a tickle tongue tree, also a native understory plant. It's a very interesting tree. It's covered in really sharp thorns, and as you'll see here, it's a very aesthetic tree. It's got the white bark, so it sticks out amongst other trees. The reason it gets its name tickle tongue is the Native Americans used to chew on the bark when they had a toothache, and it helped to numb their mouth and the pain. So there are some other advantages as well. As you can see, there's bark has been roughed up. So the deer like to rub their antlers on the tree. The thorns help to remove some of the felt when it's fall time. Here at Nash Brothers, one thing we pride ourselves in is identification of native species, especially the understory species that get overlooked a lot of times. So when we go in to clear some of the cedar regrowth that's really suffocating some of these understory plants, our crew has been trained to identify which ones those are and cut around them and leave the beneficial native trees. A lot of times, removal of cedar undergrowth is part of a wildlife management plan, and it can also help to bring in wildlife to the native species that produce a lot of fruits and food for those animals.